Hello, everybody. Mr. Deadman of Deadman's Tome here, and I got some hot goss, some drama for you, and I didn't even ask for it. But maybe I only have myself to blame here. After all, I did like 3 podcasts on Nicholas Passion, one on Blake Leibel, another on Will Bernardara. These guys are all like psychos one way or the other. I mean, but you gotta call a spade a spade. These episodes are loaded with goss and drama. Now, they focus around specifics, though. Nicholas Passion is a deranged troll that wouldn't stop stalking, so yeah, I had fun with him. Blake Leibel is a psycho that mutilated and killed his girlfriend, so we had to talk about him. And Will B is a dangerous individual that if you owned a gun, be careful. Be careful, because he might, I don't know, he might be trying to target me for talking shit about him. Who knows? But I only reported what was on the news, so... and maybe it was on the police report. So, Anyway. So I woke up this morning, hungover from the countless shots of Jim Beam. And I find that this message from an author. Now, I'm not going to say who this guy is. Okay, I'll leave that anonymous. Not to protect him, just to not give him that sort of steam. But he knows who he is. This author explained in a message that he's sorry for not coming on the Deadman's Tome podcast, but his phone was disconnected because his agent did not pay him, and that the agent advised him to not come on the show. Now, I rolled my eyes to this. I don't care about this. Are you telling me you're not a big enough of a person that you don't want to come on the show because your agent tells you not to? Grow a pair. Come on. Whatever. Or don't come on. It's okay. There's other people too. And then what? Your agent's not paying you? Like, what is this? What is this? But then there's a message or a screenshot underneath that. And in that screenshot is a conversation with him and the co-host of the Deadman's Tome podcast, Becky. I was like, oh, okay, well, what's going on here? So I immediately asked her what the dealio was with this guy to find out that she's not even his agent. She's not his agent. Now, she is an agent, and she represents other writers, but she's not his agent. Her only dealings with him was that he claimed, well, you know what, we'll get to that. And she never told him to come on the show, but advised against talking about Nicholas Passion as it might come off as petty, which I understand. Nicholas Passion is a troll. He loves being talked about. In fact, he's probably loving this right now. Hell, he loves it so hard, he's going to thumb it down. And not only that, but she paid the guy. And I know she paid the guy because I saw the screenshots of her PayPal account. She didn't have to do that. And what, is she going to Photoshop a PayPal account? Becky can't even operate a mic. Love you, Becky, but you can't operate a mic. Come on. No, I don't think she's Photoshopping anything. No, but I saw a transaction that are more than 800, probably like 830, 840, whatever, to this guy. So I'm like, well, what's going on here? We're dealing with a sack of lies. Lie number 1. When I confronted this author about this, he claimed he wasn't even talking about the co-host. He was like, I'm not even talking about Becky. I'm like, motherfucker, that's her profile in the screen share you have there. Who else are you talking to? Oh, yeah, exactly. You're talking about her. Don't be some disingenuous little cunt about this shit. Be a man and own up about it. Jesus Christ. If you're telling me, if you're trying to be like an idiot to me, or talk to me like I'm an idiot, and pretend like you're not talking about the person that you're talking about, when you know it is the person that you're talking about, I know, then what the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. So that's lie number 1, man. And not that, but once again, it's the person that sent him the payments. Lie number 2. The author started off by blaming this agent, blaming Becky, of withholding funds. But she paid him. Not only that, but based on the screenshots, screenshots from him, where he's requesting money from her, they go in line, they correspond, they are about the same time when the payments were sent. So it's like within the same or following month. There are several payments. Lie number 3. The author that claimed this agent, Becky, paid him, but only $400. And I was like, what is this, man? This is People's Court? What's going on here? Come on. But like I said, more than $800 was sent to him. And when approached about that, his story changed to, oh, she paid me. She did pay me, but she was late about it. So, I'm like, so what the fuck? What are we talking about? And how am I supposed to believe you? How am I supposed to believe you when you start off lying? You started off this conversation with a sack of lies. You presented a bunch of lies to me. And then when I confront you on it, you backpedal, and then the lies change to this or that. So how am I supposed to take your word for it when your word is worth nothing? At this point, lie number 4, the phone bill. You know what? Even if she was late on the payment, how the fuck is it her fault? You didn't even pay your fucking phone bill. Pay your goddamn phone bill. Man. This is an example of an author who's messy and grimy. This guy. First off, he blamed his phone being cut off on an agent he doesn't even have. Instead of taking responsibility and owning to why he can't pay his bills, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he has a job. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. But he had the nerve to blame someone else that isn't even his agent and someone that actually did pay him. Secondly, he pretends like I don't know who he's talking about. The person he claimed was an agent was Becky. He pretends that I have no clue who he's talking about, and it has to be slimy like a snake around the subject. He pretends like he thinks he's playing 4D chess when he's actually playing checkers. See, that's the problem here. And third, why does he feel like I even care about this? Remember, he sent this to me. I don't care. The only reason why I'm spending this much energy on this is because, I invested too much energy in asking Becky, is this even true? And then when I found out that this and that, I'm just, oh man, okay, what the fuck is this shit? But it gets better. Now, I learned some things about what this payment was for, and it's very sad and a fucking scam. This author claimed he was a great poet, like a master poet, an Oscar Wilde, okay? And Becky, I guess, fell for it, requested his services. She was representing an author who had a poetry book, and he was going to edit the book for 10 cents a word. Now, keep in mind, I have a problem with someone who's going to edit your work for 10 cents a word, and that same person is a struggling writer who can't even make a living off their own work. So why are you going to them? That's kind of silly, right? Why would you wouldn't go to a failed author for advice any more than you would go to a failed salesman about advice on how to sell a car. You just wouldn't do that. You're not going to go to a failed athlete. You're going to go to a failed football player, someone who can't even fucking punt or whatever. You wouldn't go to him for advice. No. You wouldn't go to some scrawny nerd about how to bodybuild or how to weightlift and shit. So what is this? And charging 10 cents to edit as a struggling writer isn't bad enough. But he didn't even edit. What he did was he made suggestions. He made suggestions on what to do. That's a whole different thing. If the deal was you're going to edit 10 cents a word, there needs to be that document better be bleeding red. If you come back to me and say, oh, here are some suggestions, do this or that, that's not worth the money. No. Who are you, Stephen fucking King? If you're a struggling writer, you can't even pay your phone bill off your own work. I'm not trying to be mean about it. You know what? Fuck yeah, I am being mean about it. Present a sack of lies like this to me. Treat me like I'm some sort of freaking idiot. Talk to me like I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh yeah, now I'm offended by this. yeah, this motherfucker is a fucking scammer. I mean, and then she paid. Even Becky agreed that this service wasn't even worth paying for. But the reason she sent the money was because of his financial hardships and all that. And I saw those conversations too. So look at that. I mean, it's a very fucking grimy and low thing to make false claims about someone, especially when that someone actually did fulfill their end of the bargain. Maybe the fulfillment was later than expected, but that doesn't give permission to present it as if it hadn't been filled at all. That's just blatant lie. To have the nerve to present that lie wrapped in other lies is just so pathetic. I won't name this person, okay? But he knows I'm talking about him. He knows. He needs to think about what he does and how it makes him seem. One's character is very important, and I know I joke and act like a fool on the Deadman Stone podcast, but that's not business, man. That's just putting on a show. That's putting on a show. Oh, and for those that don't like that I'm doing this, maybe find this to be grimy, remember, I didn't ask for this. He sent me that message that lied about someone behind their back. Where I come from, that's not tolerated. People like that get made examples of. So, here you go. Y'all take it easy.